Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? It is 4:20 p.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday, May 26th, and today I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to talk about getting into pre-sales. And I'm going to go over 5 different launch pads to make yourself familiar with if you have an interest in getting into pre-sales. And I'm going to walk you through like how to get into pre-sales. That's essentially it. I'm going to go over a little bit of Bitcoin analysis and where we're at with Bitcoin and altcoins towards the end of the video. It's going to be really short. I'm not going to go over any real altcoins specifically. You all know what I'm in right now. There may be one here or there that I've gotten in or gotten out of. But anyways, so if this video interests you, if you end up liking this video and it's informational for you and you get something out of it, please do hit the like, please do hit the subscribe. And if while you're at it, go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter at Matt_the_trader. I would appreciate all that greatly. And just remember, anything that I talk about in these videos is not considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. It is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. But I do have my opinions, and I'm going to share those with you. So we want to get into pre-sales. So where do we start? Well, first, what you'll need is an ERC20 wallet. Everything runs on the Ethereum network, so you need an Ethereum-based wallet. So the best one and the easiest and the most familiar, in my opinion, is MetaMask, and it's very simple. It's not like the centralized exchanges like Binance and Coinbase, where I know people have had a lot of confusion. You'll just go to metamask.io, you download, and you're either going to download for Chrome, iOS, or Android if you're on your phone. Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Edge also support this, and you'll just install it. And then where you'll get to is you'll get to your MetaMask wallet. You'll create a password and everything. You'll get a public and a private key. Do not, I repeat, do not share your private key with anyone. Your private key is how to recover your account should you need to. Should like your computer crash or something like that and you don't remember your password, something like that. If somebody has your private key, they can hack your account very easily. So do not share your private key with anyone at any time. Another way that you want to protect yourself, you don't need to do this, but I highly, highly suggest it, is just get a VPN. A VPN is going to hide your IP address and make it virtually impossible to get hacked. Okay, it's possible, but it's near impossible to get hacked, all right? And nobody's going to try and hack an account with $392 in it. So this is my side account. I don't really care to share any of my balances with anybody, but I really, really know that people wanted to see how to get into pre-sale. So I don't want to just assume that everybody knows, or it is kind of confusing. It can be kind of confusing, but once you do it once, it gets simplified. I've gotten into a couple, and I'll share those with you, and I'll share one that I got whitelisted for and wasn't able to get into. Anyways, start with that. There is a link in the description for a free 30 days for ExpressVPN. Very simple to use. You simply just connect, and you could use up to 3 devices for $7.99 a month, and you get 3 free months if you pay for a full year up front. So you get 15 months for $7.99 a month for 12, so it's like $96. And then if you use the link, you and I both get a free 30 days added on to the end of that. So it'll be 16 months then, and an additional 30 days for me. So win-win for both of us. So anyways, you will need to have a MetaMask or another ERC20 wallet in order to be in pre-sales. It's also the best way to get on stuff early that's not listed on like centralized exchanges like Binance or Coinbase. So it's a good way to get in on early on higher risk, not so much well known about stuff. That's how I got in on Shiba Inu before I got listed on Binance, and it was up 20,000%. Crazy. So next, you will need to familiarize yourself. So when you download it, it'll be an extension. Get onto MetaMask. There's 2 ways to do this. You can either swap right from MetaMask, and it'll search through all the different decentralized exchanges for the best price. So you can set your slippage, So where you'll do is you'll enter swap here. You'll enter how much Ethereum you want to spend. Ethereum is the best. It's going to be the lowest fees because it is an Ethereum-based wallet. You could swap anything with anything. The less liquid the coin, the higher it's going, the more it's going to cost you, and the less likelihood you're going to be able to complete the transaction. So I suggest doing everything through Ethereum. I'm not trying to confuse everybody, but let's say we want to buy Chainlink, and slippage is kind of like your liquidity. So on some of them, imagine there's a buy in and ask, and let's say you're buying and you want to buy 10 of something, and there's only 4 at this price and 4 at this price and 2 at this price. The liquidity of that coin is going to depend how much slippage there is. So you're going to set your tolerance, right? On some of them, they're so illiquid that you're going to have to set it to 15. But for Shiba Inu, like that, before when I was in that, like that ended up working out. I ended up getting $342 worth on a $500 purchase. So it's that risk level on like, well, do I really want to buy this? How much can it go up? And it ended up working out. So you may not want to do that. So pros and cons. So if we go through this, let's review swap. The con with doing it directly through MetaMask wallet is that you're going to pay a 0.875% MetaMask fee. Okay, so we're getting 8.656, whereas if we go to Uniswap, so if you go to Uniswap, you're going to go to use Uniswap. It's going to bring you to the app, and it's up here is where you're going to connect your MetaMask wallet. So let's refresh this. Let's refresh this because I had this pulled up already. So we are getting how many again? 8.65, and that might adjust as well. So if we do that and we go to Chainlink, let's go right here. Right, we're getting 8.89 compared to 8.7. So a little better because you're not paying that 0.8, but you're just going through Uniswap. So MetaMask checks all those different decentralized exchanges. Anyways, you'll get more and more familiar with this. You can set your slippage up here. You can set your time up here. This is kind of high slippage, so it tells me to change it. It might be front run. Some of them may require higher slippage. So maybe that there 1%. So 2 minutes. So your time frame generally isn't going to take more than like 20-30 seconds to complete the transaction. But I have had times where it's taken like 20 minutes, so you could set that and it just doesn't complete the transaction. It's going to depend on how much congestion there is in the mempool. And the mempool is where all your pending transactions go. And that's where the miners make their money. So the miners make their money on 2 different things. So they make their money on actually mining the coin, and they make their money on I hate this. They make their money on authorizing transactions. So you have your mempool, and there's better visuals where there actually be. Let's see, maybe there's one here. Actually show, it's not important, it'll probably confuse you more than anything, but there's a mempool, and the higher the transaction amount in dollar value, the higher that miners get paid their reward by completing the transaction. So I'm not going to get into that too much, but just so you understand that, the lower cost of your purchase, the last that's going to be in line, because miners want to get paid, so they're going to go after the highest one first. Anyway, so you'll have your MetaMask, you'll have your understanding of Uniswap and how it works. So now let's get into how to actually get into a presale. So there's 5 of them, like I said, that I'm going to mention. There's Polkastarter, there's YFDI, there's Paid Network, there's Superstarter, and there's CardStarter. I'm specifically going to go over Polkastarter and YFDI. Now there's also DuckDAO, there's also Ferrum Network, there's also Matic, there's a bunch of them out there. So I'm just going to go over 2 specifically. They all kind of work in a similar way, but the 2 that I'm familiar with the most is Polkastarter and YFDI. I know you've heard me talk about YFDI. You probably heard me talk about Polkastarter a little bit, but Polkastarter is probably the most popular, and they probably have the most successful launches. Just to give you an example, there was Dot Moves that launched today, and I believe it's going to show that it's down just because it launched up 900% for, I think it was 3 cents. It went up 900%. Maybe it was 5 cents, and it sold off from where the top was. Yeah, I think it was 5 cents, and it went up to 45 cents or something like that. But it was up 900%. Maybe it was 4 cents or something, 4.5 cents. But it went up 900% from where the people bought it at the pre-sale. So generally what will happen in these is it will have a little bit of selling off right off the bat. Sometimes they sell off a little bit, and then they just go up and keep going. Sometimes they just continue to fade off because people are taking their profits on their 400, 500%. Can't blame them. It's not stupid. One good example is Eternity Chain. It launched, and I think it launched at like 5 or 20 cents or something like that. Not super important. Opened up at like $3. It was at like $3, and it went up to an all-time high of $73.86, and it's negative 90% from there. But I mean, 20 cents into $73, and saying if it was 50 cents, maybe it was 50 cents, but you get my point. Massive potential opportunity in these. There's pros and cons to all of them, but let's talk into how to get into these, and it's called whitelisting. So you want to get on the whitelist. So let's go into future with a PH, right? And let's see, first place that you want to go. So this is where, if you go to Polkastarter, this is really simple because it's going to list all the upcoming pools. The pros to this are that they're the most successful ones. They generally all at least open up 500 to 1,000%, if not more. There's an article that I had opened. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. I hope I didn't close it out. There it is. So this is a good article right here. Just Google Polkastarter whitelist, just got a whole lot better, or how to get into, or requirements for Polkastarter whitelist or IDO. So these are the requirements. So used to be you had to hold 3,000 Polkastarter tokens. Now you only have to hold 250. There's also a way to do it to provide liquidity, where you'll put in 1 Ethereum worth of Polkastarter tokens and 1 Ethereum worth of Ethereum, and you'll actually get like a percentage back. It has to be for 30 days, and that'll also get you into the lottery for their IDOs. And it's a lottery system now. So there will only be pools going forward, maximizing whitelist spots for token holders. We are introducing a ticket system. So every 250 polls that you own gets you 1 ticket, and you have to own them in your ERC20 wallet. You can't own them in your Binance wallet. No more wallet splitting if you hold more than 3,000 polls. So that's essentially how it works. Every 250 gets you 1 ticket. So the more you own, the better your chance of winning that lottery. And getting into an IDO. The one thing I do like is there is a cooldown period unless you hold more than 30,000 polls. So if you got a lot of money, you're going to have a lot better advantage of getting into these. But it's a 7-day cooldown period if you get into an IDO, unless you hold more than 30,000 polls. So you got to hold those. They take snapshots of every polls wallet. So they do distribute it a little better lately. So if you could see the breakdown of those who hold 1,000 or more polls. There's 130 in that range. There's 600 in the 3,000 range, 90. So as you go up, this is the sweet spot. 3,000 gets 600 winners. So there's pros and cons. I talked about the pros. Right now, to talk about the cons. The con is that it's harder to get into these because there's so many more people trying to get into them. So I know there was a YouTube video I was watching, and the one guy had applied to whitelist into 20. It took him like 20 applications till he finally got into one. I think it was like Shift Network. I got into it relatively quick because I got into this early, back in January or February. I think a little under $1, and it went up to like $5, so I was holding quite a bit for that dollar amount. Anyways, now let's talk about how to whitelist. For every launchpad you're going to have kind of a different way to whitelist. So the best thing to do is, depending on which one you want to get into, all of these are generally going to require you to hold some of their coin in certain amounts. So you're going to want to find that out. Now, you'll see that some of them are open to, I forget how you, some of them are open. I don't know how you find that out. Some of them are open to non-polls, Polkastarter holders. There you go. Access, polls. So you have to hold polls in all 4 of these. Private. Yeah, so for the most part, it seems like nowadays you have to hold polls to get into any of them, probably just because of the demand. But anyways, let's look at future, one that's coming up in 8 days. I know nothing about this. First time I heard about it was today. But just what you want to do is you want to go to one of their web pages. The best way to find out is Medium, but you want to follow them on Telegram and Twitter too. That's the best way. If you're in Discord, I'm not really on Discord a whole lot. Don't really care for it too much. But another good place to find them. The Medium articles are the best way to do it. Normally you just search for, like, they'll talk about the whitelist. So there you go. First one, future whitelist list is now live. So go ahead and click on that and it'll tell you how to get into it. So the details. The date is June 3rd. Total token supply is 100 million. They're going to distribute 833,333 through Polkastarter. So there is a maximum allocation for you to receive. Usually they'll say, like, you could spend this much. They'll have a price. It's going to be 30 cents per token, and depending usually on how many you hold, you could buy more. So they might say, like, somebody who's holding like 1,500 Pulse tokens may be able to be allocated for $500 worth, whereas somebody with like 30,000 may be able to buy $1,000 worth or $1,500 worth. So there is those benefits to holding more as well. So whitelisting requirement. All participants will need to hold at least 250 polls for at least 7 days before the IDO date. Please read the latest Polkastarter whitelisting for more info. So that's the article that I just told you that meets all the requirements. Anyways, so you have to hold them, and then it enters you into a lottery. The next thing you want to do is pay attention to your email. So they'll send you something in the email. It's not a scam. So you'll have to go through what's called a KYC, know your customer. So I have a photo pulled up. This is one that I actually got into, and I was not able to get into because I was in the U.S. So U.S. residents are allowed to participate in IDOs or pre-sales. Polkastarter does not limit where you're located in the country. It's going to depend on each individual project. So Super Farm DAO, the one that is also now a launchpad that I brought up, that you've heard me probably mention many times, launched on Polkastarter and did not allow U.S. residents in the presale. So you couldn't even get to this. So it will ask you. So this know your customer is good because it allows for, further security, and the more security, the better. You don't want to get scammed in the crypto space. So it will ask you for your country. It will ask you for your driver's license number, your ERC20 address. I don't know if I showed you this, but you'll just copy and paste your address in there. Some of them may ask you for your Telegram name. Some of them may ask you for your Twitter handle, because some of the requirements are that you retweet something or you tag 3 friends. So kind of weird, but it's an easy marketing for them. So you'll just click the copy and then click on there. Same with your Telegram as well. You'll have, like, mine's at MATTK37, so I'll put that in there, and then I'll share my Twitter handles just so they'll make sure you met all the requirements that they require. So the one that I was not able to get into opened at 50 times the pre-sale amount. So I was really, really pissed off. Anyways, and then it doubled from there afterwards, so 100 times. So if I had put in $500, I would have had $50,000. That's how insane some of these IDOs are. Anyways, so that's what you do. You go to Polkastarter, you click on one of these. NII, if I haven't been on this yet, what I'll be searching for is some type of, so Twitter, Telegram. So here's their Telegram. I follow a lot on Telegram. So here we go, join group. So they'll announce a lot about the whitelisting on here sometimes. And then sometimes it'll be on their Twitter page. Let's see. So new Polkastarter IDO date. Here we go. Bada boom. So you're just going to have to go through these kind of steps on your own. So here's a Medium article. All right, and let's see. Do they have anything on the IDO? Whitelist is closed, so it's not open anymore. They've already completed their whitelisting. Everybody who's going to receive allocation has already gotten their allocation, and they're filling out their KYC. So what'll happen, right, is since I've never gotten an IDO on Polkastarter, is they'll give you a date and time when it opens. So you want to get on there, and they'll have a link for it, and through following their Telegram and through following their Twitter, mainly Telegram, they'll give links. Please press the button below within the time amounts. What button? I'm not a bot. Okay. One important thing to remember, please remember this. There are a lot of scammers on Telegram, okay? Number one, nobody that's associated with the project's actual Telegram page will message you privately first. All right, so always do public chat, and then they'll ask you to message them. Okay, so remember that if the first message came from somebody who's claiming they're a mod, it is not a mod. They're trying to scam you. They're trying to get your money. All right. The other thing that might happen is you may inadvertently get added to a group that, like, look at this. This is nothing. Somebody added me. So report spam and leave. So a lot of times, not a lot of times, but it's happened a couple times in the past few months, been added to a group that's exactly the same name as Polkastarter, right? So it'll add me to a Polkastarter group, and it'll say like, oh yeah, we're doing a round of, I don't know, of sale, and they'll ask you to send Ethereum to a wallet, and it's like for like $100 worth of Ethereum, you'll get $500 worth of that token. It's like a special pre-sale or something. They will never ask you on Telegram it'll be a separate app. They'll never ask you on Telegram to send money that way, okay? So just be very, very cautious of scammers on Telegram. They'll never message you first, and just pay attention to the group. Make sure it's not something you've been added to. If you see multiples in the same, it's happened a couple times. But anyways, just be aware of that. So a good example, YFDI, which I'll be talking about next, they always post like the links on their Telegram. So let's see, let's go up here to the whitelist. There's like whitelist. So whitelisting, this is all the updates for already white. They just did two launches because the SSGT got delayed because gas fees were high, so they didn't want everybody having to pay high gas fees. Okay, so we got this. So whitelisted wallets. Where's the application? Registration. So for the registration, it'll be something like this, and you'll get the updates through their messenger. So here's the requirements. Join YFDI's Telegram group, follow YFDI on Twitter, join DAO1. So this was for the DAO1, which I did not get into because I sold all my YFDI, and because it was tanking. I sold it initially in the 4,000s, bought back at 3,200, sold at 2,800 because it continued to drop, bought back at 1,800, it went up to 2,300, sold at 1,900, then came down all the way to like 1,100. So crazy. Its all-time low was like $500, and its all-time high was like 7,100. Anyways, you'll do these requirements along with filling out the form. So the form, it's just going to ask you your email. It's going to ask you your Telegram username, your Twitter profile link, and your ERC20 wallet, and then just understanding blah, 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 blah. All these check marks, and then check marking, making sure you went through all of these. And then you got to type the security code to make sure you're not a bot, hit submit, and then you'll get an email. But what it'll do is it will also, it'll give you links. Where are we at? So this is where, so it'll give you a separate link, and then what it'll do is it'll have like a spot where you can have Tether in your Ethereum wallet. So you'll have to have Tether in your Ethereum wallet. I don't have any in there right now in this one, I don't think, but USDT. So I have 0 in there. So say you get allocated for $900 worth of pre-sale, there'll be a button for max, and you'll just hit purchase. It'll have like an understanding agreement, and then it'll ask you in your MetaMask wallet, there'll be like your gas fee, and it'll be like accept transaction or reject transaction, and they'll give you a notification. And then once the sale opens, all right, this is on the Matic network. They have partnership with Matic, which I like a lot. You know, they will, I think mine was a $900 allocation. You know, there's steps for this, so there's my claimable. Now, $900 worth, it's tripled, I believe, so far. I think it went up to like 5 times. I don't plan on really selling this right now. I mean, if something goes up, I'm going to give you an example. If something goes up like, if something goes up like 10,000 or 20,000%, I'm going to sell what I'm able to. And there's pros and cons to Polkastarter, just like there's pros and cons to YFDI. With YFDI, right, so you'll see in this was DFIT. So I was in the pre-sale and the public sale on DFIT. I think I actually got like up to $1,600 worth of this. It went up like it went up like 2,700%. So 5 cents for the private sale. Or no, I'm sorry, it was 3 cents for the pre-sale angel round price. I don't know the difference between that. I got it for 5 cents, I want to say, on my pre-sale price. And so here's you might consider it a pro, you might consider it a con. I consider it a con. The con is that you get 20% unlocked initially. So initially I was able to claim 20% of my DFIT token. So it was up like 2,700%, but I can only sell 20% of those, whereas like if I was able to unlock all of them, I would have sold everything. So that's a pro in the fact that nobody's able to do that and just sell everything. It's a con in the fact that what I'm doing now is once I get to the point where I have enough claimable tokens, I've been selling it. I don't really think, I mean, cool, digital fitness, I don't know. I don't really care for it. I'm not really interested in it from a fundamental standpoint. It went up 2,700%. If I could, I would have sold it all because that's an astronomical gain. Now that may bite you because, like I said, Eternity Chain opened at like $3 something and then went to 73. But I can claim this. But right now it went up to like what, $1.30 something. Let's get on DFIT and let's see. And now it's 11 cents. So I wish I could have sold it all. All-time high $1.28 and it opened at 5 cents. So maybe I'm off on that 2,700%, but you get my point. So good thing and bad thing. I'm sure there's other people doing the same thing where they are just selling when they're able to. Now the reason I don't unlock this and sell it for $100 is because you got gas fees. It's going to cost me gas fee to take it out. It's going to cost me a gas fee to sell it. So you're probably looking at $50 when this is worth like $110. Not really worth it to me. So I'll wait, and if it starts going up again, I may decide to hold it. But it hasn't been. I think it went down to like 9 cents. So anyways, so again, you're going to find everything, all the information through Twitter, Messenger, and their Medium posts, which is just a blog. Medium is the best way if you can. And then if you can't find like the whitelist through the whitelisting information through Medium, check their Messenger and scroll through it. YFDI I find everything through their Messenger. Polkastarter stuff, I have a little bit better success with their Medium articles, and then it'll just walk you through it. And once you do it once, it may be a little overwhelming now, but once you do it once, you'll get the hang of it, and you just keep going through here. You got your Medium for this one. Charge particles, know nothing about this. It's probably closed. Creative contest, whitelist is now open, blah, blah, blah. So you go here and it will walk you through the steps. So there'll usually be a link. token and allocation right here. And you just go through the links and it'll walk you through it. And eventually you'll get to the point where you think it'd be easier, right? But that's how you do it. And like I said, you'll get to the point where you fill out that, I closed it, that know your customer form, and that's your application. Then the pro, we talked about a con, or potentially a pro, potentially a con to YFDI. Another con is it's not as popular as Polkastarter, and there's not as many, although part of their plan is to get more and more launches on their launchpads. So here's the requirements for YFDI. You can go right to their website, YFDI.finance, and you can find all their information there. So here's a pro. Guaranteed allocations for those who stake or farm YFDI tokens for at least 30 days. No ETH gas wars or lotteries for presale token allocations. 24 hours to claim your token allocation of projects raising through Launchpad. So they oversubscribe on Polkastarter because there's some people that forget. There's some people don't check their email. They don't know that they got whitelisted. So they oversubscribe. So what you have to do on Polkastarter is you have to get on there right when it is and hit max allocation right away and hit claim or submit so you can get it. And then sometimes you might not get it because they oversubscribe. So you might have gotten whitelisted and then you might not get it. But, like I said, they're the best performing, I think, by a lot. Multipliers increase the allocations based on length of time staking or farming. So the longer you stake for, the higher allocation amount you're going to be able to purchase. So you might get $1,000 worth instead of $800 worth. Once the sale opens, follow a link to our Launchpad decentralized application to secure your allocation. So it'll go through here. So essentially, all you have to do is be staking YFDI, and you get guaranteed allocation to the pre-sales, right? So to stake YFDI, if I just refresh this, you just go to YFDI.finance and there's a stake.yfdi.finance. There's also a spot on their website. Let's just go to, and you can go to stake YFDI and it'll bring you there as well. Connect wallet, that'll connect your MetaMask wallet. I should have waited, but right now it's at $1,644. And you just hit max or however many you want to stake, and then you hit stake, and then they'll bring you to your MetaMask wallet. You will have to provide the gas fees, which might be like $17, and then hit accept or reject. Don't know why it's not loading right now, but I'm not too concerned with that. You get it. Here's the page. Stake it. The other nice thing is that it's a yearly APR of 72%. Now, the risk in that is the volatility in the price. It had an all-time high of $7,100 or something like that, and now as you can see, it's at $1,600. So it crashed just like everything else has. But you get 72%. So say you have one YFDI token, which right now is $1,600. If it maintains the same price within 12 months' time, you will have 1.72. So now you'll have another $1,200 in there just from staking it. The other nice thing is that it's only a minimum 72 hours, so 3 days, right? Is that right? So minimum 72 hours staking period. So it's not like a 60-day period where you risk, oh crap, it just crashed 80% and I couldn't do anything about it. So it will give you your amounts right here. I don't know why it's not right now, but I do have a little bit staking that I had put back in, not as much as I used to, but I do want to get into the pre-sales because, let's see, where are we at with the price of this? So like I said, I bought it 5 cents. It may go down to a penny. I don't know. This is probably a more anticipated one for me as being more legitimate because it is their safe swap token, which is their decentralized exchange. So it went as high as like 23 cents, and right now it's sitting at 15 cents. So right now I'm up 200%. So I have $1,800 worth, but I can only sell 4,500 of my tokens out of whatever 5 times that is. So 23,000 or whatever that is. So yeah, and then we'll see how it does from here. I just plan on holding this. Anyways, so wanted to go over those two in a little bit of detail with you. Some other ones, like I've mentioned, are Ferrum Network, DuckDAO, Matic, but Some other ones are Paid Network. This one actually launched on Polkastarter, and the pre-sale was 0.012, so just over a penny. Went over $5. All-time high is 604 from just over a penny. So imagine if you got in on that. Then got hacked. Went down to like 30 cents, but they refunded everybody to a paid version 2. And it went back up to like $3 or so, and now it's sitting at 78 cents. It crashed with everything else. Another one is Super Farm. They have Super Starter. Another one is Card Starter. So this one is the Cardano. So Card Starter, Cardano. So this one is a really interesting one. Very done very well. $3.62 to a current price today of $46. So wonderful performance if you got in on that. So they have similar requirements. So holding 100 cards gets you. Hold on, let's see. There's another one that. So again, you gotta connect your wallet. Maybe I'm not logged into my wallet for some reason. Oh, because I'm the Matic network. That's why it's not doing it. So I need to switch back over to the Ethereum network. So, holding 100 cards tokens gets you, they call it their singles tier, deuces tier, trips tier, jacks, queens, kings. And you got to stake those. I don't know what the rewards for staking are or is or are, but I think so here it is. So you hold 100, your lottery odds of getting into an IDO is 10%, 500 is 25%, 1,000 is 50%. And again, you just want to get on their Telegram. Telegram has always been best for me, so you want to get on their Telegram channel because that's where you're going to get all the updates and all the links and all the information from. So simple as that. I joined the group, so people are excited for tomorrow. Great. I don't know what tomorrow is, but Cardano's probably going to launch some pretty damn good projects. I would be willing to bet, and I'll probably get involved in this, and I'll hold some cards. And I should have been looking at this earlier, but everything was crashing, and I was more concerned with not being in things that are crashing and trying to see when things are going to turn around. So hopefully this has gotten you some information on how to get into IDOs or pre-sales. The easiest one I have found is YFDI. It's just been, there you go. So I'm staking about 3.25 right now. I just did that today. I just wanted to give some demonstration purposes, and there is certain levels. So if you hold 10 or more, you get the highest level of allocation. If you're staking 10 or more, then there's like a 2 level. There's like a between over 2 to 5, stuff like that. So yeah, that's all there is to it. It's gonna take some doing, I feel like, because I can't actually take you through like a pre-sale purchase because there's not a pre-sale going on right now that I'm in, so I can't show you how I'm buying it. It's very, very simple. They just give you a link. You go to the link, you press how much you want to purchase, or there's a button for max, and then you click purchase, and that's it. And then when it lists, your coins go into your wallet. So it may be a week or it may be a couple days after you purchase them, but yeah, that's it. So hopefully that's helped you out. Polkastarter, YFDI, those are the ones that I've used. I have not gotten into a Polkastarter. I think I've confused some people before. I did clarify that U.S. customers can't, U.S. residents can, CAN, get into pre-sales. It's just sometimes individual projects may restrict U.S. customers, and I don't know how that's working now. But yeah, YFDI was my favorite before the price was crashing. Now I'm slowly getting back into it. We'll see how that goes and how Bitcoin performs. So we'll look into that and we'll go from there. But there is, I'd say I'd be willing to risk in Cardano just because of the quality of Cardano, and Charles Hoskinson is, he is, smart guy, and he's dedicated to Cardano. Anyways, there's also like walkthroughs on like how-tos, so they'll walk you through it, and Telegram is a great place to ask questions. So, this guy asks, I hold cards and OCAM cards by far executed, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, they respond to you. Just remember, a lot of scammers on here. If somebody messages you first, do not respond, block and report them. And then if you get added to a group, just be aware that can happen. Never send anything to addresses that are listed on Telegram. There's always a separate link, or it's through email. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful for you. Hopefully some of you get into some of these pre-sales and you make 5,000%. I would be extremely happy about that. That would be great. And yeah, that's all. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. Again, hopefully this was helpful. I'm doing my best here. I know it's kind of something new to everybody. Maybe not. And it just is a great opportunity I think you're missing out on if you're not getting involved in stuff like this. So if you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. If you have any additional information that I missed, leave them in the comments. I would love to continue talking, having conversation about this. But yeah, again, lastly, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm working really hard here, so hopefully you like this. And I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It'll help me out greatly. And other than that, I'm going mountain biking. It's a beautiful day out. Goodbye. Have a great day. And trade smart. And lastly, I lied. I'm not going over any Bitcoin analysis. This lasted a little bit longer than I anticipated. So same things kind of apply. Same levels kind of apply. And maybe I'll do a Bitcoin analysis and altcoin analysis tomorrow just to see where we're at and where we're heading. So again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.